Good, good.
Look at us all. Don't we look lovely? Ryan, there you are. Ryan.
Always here.
Oh. Good evening, everyone. I'll say it again. Good evening, everyone. There we go. Welcome to the NAACP's 2025 Spingarn Medal Presentation. We're honored you're joining us for this magnificent night at the home of Dr. LaDoris McClaney. She has graciously opened her home up to us for what I'm sure will be a magical evening. Please welcome Dr. LaDoris McClaney.
Good evening. I am so honored of having each and every one of you at my home this evening. I cannot help but reflect back as a little black girl from the backfields of Alabama, with parents picking cotton, which was the thing that dominated our lives. And to jump from the cotton fields to homey hills, you can't tell me there's not a God. The grounds in which you are sitting on was built by the famous architect, Paul Williams. He built this home in 1947, and we as black folks could not even live in this neighborhood. But God, you can do anything that you want to do. I say to you this evening, beautiful Vice President, my mom is smiling down, that you are sitting on the ground, you and your husband and all the dignitaries, at a place that she works so hard. Enjoy this evening, enjoy all that you see. Know that I love you dearly. I'm grateful for your presence. And if you'd like to write the check, I'll move. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ladores, for opening your home to us tonight. One more round of applause, please. Thank you. So speaking of tonight, yes, it will be magical as we celebrate the excellence and courage of a woman whose life and work has been dedicated to our community and to our nation. She is deserving of the Spingarn Medal, which is awarded each year by the NAACP for outstanding achievement by an African American, a tradition that stretches back more than a century.
The award was created in 1914 by Joel Elias Spingarn, who served as chairman of the NAACP's board of directors. His vision was simple and enduring: to recognize those whose accomplishments lift us all and push our nation closer to its ideals.
Well, tonight's honoree absolutely lifts us and has inspired our nation. We have an inspiring program for you this evening. To begin, please join us in welcoming the president and CEO of the NAACP, Mr. Derrick Johnson.
Derrick?
First of all, I want to thank Ms. Ladores for allowing this beautiful moment. And to the team that assisted in putting this together, Robin just informed me that over 80% of all the vendors are African American vendors, from the lighting to the AV to the band to the security. And so I wonder what the current administration will say about that DEI. Good evening, and thank you all for joining us at this historic gathering. We come together at a time when the stakes for our democracy and our communities could not be higher. We have seen government resources weaponized against American citizens. We have witnessed leaders shout out their allegiance to white supremacy while staying silent as thousands of black people suffer and die at the hands of law enforcement. These are not abstractions. These are today's realities. And they demand leaders of courage and clarity. Vice President Kamala Harris warned this nation about where such disregard for justice and truth would lead. Today, her words ring with urgency and power. As we say at the NAACP, elections have consequences, and so does moral leadership. Vice President Harris has been a constant voice for accountability, fairness, and progress. She has reminded America of the values we must uphold and the communities we must never leave behind. The Spingarn Medal is the highest honor of the NAACP. In fact, the Spingarn Medal is the highest honor bestowed. Since 1915, it has been awarded to those whose contributions have lifted the arc of history towards justice. This honor has been bestowed to giants of our struggle, Thurgood Marshalls, whose legal brilliance dismantled segregation; Rosa Parks, whose quiet defiance sparked a movement; Martin Luther King Jr., whose dream redefined America's moral compass; Maya Angelou, whose words gave voice to our collective soul. Tonight, we add another name to this storied lineage, Vice President Kamala Harris, whose leadership and legacy carry that same transformative power. I remember watching her as senator, sitting in those judiciary committees hearings. She did not flinch. She asked the questions others refused to ask or simply were afraid to ask. And she made clear that justice would not be denied on her watch. I've seen firsthand how her example has inspired new leadership, including Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett and many others, who are carrying forward the fight for equality with the same fire and conviction. For young girls and boys who now see themselves in the halls of power, and for communities who wonder if this nation would ever reflect their voices, Vice President Harris is proof that representation is not symbolic, it is substance. It changes what is possible. The Spingarn Medal has always been reserved for those whose lives and labor push the nation towards the highest ideals. Tonight, we honor a trailblazer, a daughter of Oakland who rose to become the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to serve as Vice President of the United States. We should never suppress our identity for anyone else's comfort. Vice President Harris is not just making history, she is shaping the future. On behalf of the NAACP, it is my profound honor to be here to present the Spingarn Medal to the former Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala D. Harris. May her leadership remind us that progress is not inevitable, it is fought for, defended, and advanced by those bold enough to lead. Thank you.
Thank you, President Johnson, for those powerful words and for your tireless leadership. Thank you.
Indeed, thank you. Up next, we are honored to welcome a man I would call a friend,
Yes.
but he is actually your friend,
He is,
yes?
he is.
Yes, he is. He brings insight,
Yes.
compassion.
Does he bring insight?
I believe he does.
Okay.
I do.
We'll see.
And I'm told a storyteller's clarity to every stage.
When he speaks, when he does speak, we better listen.
We better.
There's a cadence. He's thoughtful. He's incisive, and always human.
I'm gonna laugh softly right now.
Okay.
That's right. A voice that moves
Get up there.
between urgency and heart in a single breath. Please welcome Mr. Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle! Where you at, Don?
Right here.
You need some help coming up the
No,
stairs?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was embarrassing. Thank you all. It's wonderful to be here. Beautiful setting, beautiful people. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight to honor Vice President Harris being awarded this auspicious Spingarn Medal. I had the distinct pleasure of being on the campaign trail with the Vice President and was in awe at every step of the way at her ability to be so resilient, to be forward-leaning, to keep joy and positivity in the mix when bitterness and rancor would have been so much easier. It's a testament to how she's built. And this award speaks not only to what Vice President Harris has done, but what she is doing and what she will no doubt continue to do in the future. Yes, we're facing unprecedented, uncertain, and perilous times, not only at home, but abroad. Every day it seems a new affront to our freedom and security rears its ugly head, and we find ourselves wringing our hands and pulling out our collected hair. You can tell I've been doing that. Wondering how to best move forward, how to face these challenges, in which direction do we walk? How do we operate under such duress? Duress that the Vice President, no doubt, has felt more acutely than many. Because we also know that no good deed goes unpunished, that we will be marching into a headwind that's blowing debris and distractions in our path designed to confuse us and take us off course. So is it fair to look to Kamala Harris and ask that she do even more? Is it correct to lay at her feet the responsibility to stand in the eye of the storm, to not only lead by example, but to reach back and pull us along, perhaps sometimes even get behind us and push? I mean, how much does the sister got to do? I was reminded of 2007. George Clooney, I'm not name dropping, he just happened to also be there with me. George Clooney and I received the Nobel Peace Laureate's Minute Prize for advocacy with which we were involved in our efforts to raise awareness and rally support for the Darfuri people suffering a genocide in real time. A situation that still rages on today, actually. It was very humbling to be in the company of the likes of Mikhail Gorbachev, Lech Walesa, and the Dalai Lama. People who, against unthinkable odds and abject danger, endeavored still to walk it like they talked it. So being honored in this way was very humbling, to say the least, and it put all of my imposter syndrome, front and center. But it was the words from Nobel Prize recipient Betty Williams that hit me like a ton of bricks. As George and I were still sort of reeling from the experience, Betty Williams pulled us to the side and said in a calm, steady voice, "This isn't a gift. This is a yoke. A yoke you will wear for the rest of your life. Welcome to the fight." From district attorney to attorney general to state senator to vice president and to president, if there wasn't some, okay, I'm not a conspiracy theory, but y'all, come on. There was some fuckery. That's the only curse word I'm gonna say tonight.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Kamala Harris has never needed that pep talk to walk it like she talked it. Welcome to the fight is both her prologue and her present. We should have t-shirts made with the phrase emblazoned across it. And while we're at it, maybe we'll make a blue hat that says, "Kamala was right about everything." Because, baby, Kamala Harris was not pressed into service. She willingly put the weight on her shoulders to do the hard things, the necessary things, things that, if not taken up, could surely hasten us to an outcome that we certainly fear. So again, is it fair to ask for more? No. Is it correct to? Maybe not. But do we ask? Yeah, we're gonna ask. But let our ask come with an offer. Let us add our energy to help charge that battery in her back. Let's not simply hope for the future, let's help for the future. Let us give Vice President Harris her flowers, her well-deserved flowers. And let's also provide the water and the rich soil so that these flowers may ever bloom. Thank you.
Thank you, Don, for those wonderful words. We appreciate you being with us here tonight. You need some help down the stairs? No, okay.
Absolutely. You remind us why gatherings like this night is so important and why they matter so much and why we need to uplift and celebrate each other during these times.
And now it is our privilege to introduce the chairman of the NAACP National Board of Directors, Mr. Leon W. Russell. Leon?
Good evening. They've written some wonderful words here. I'll probably say most of them. These are indeed strange and challenging times that we're living in. But it's times like these that the NAACP was made for. From our founding, we have stood firm in moments of crisis. We have been a voice for the voiceless and a force for justice when others fell silent. This is our moment, and we are seizing every opportunity to organize like never before, to protest like never before, to legislate, to educate, and to mobilize like never before. Earlier this year, I had the privilege of presenting Vice President Kamala Harris with the Chairman's Award at the NAACP Image Awards. We honored her for her excellence in public service and for using her platform to drive meaningful change. In her acceptance speech, she reminded us of the importance of resilience in uncertain times. Those words have stayed with me, and tonight we are reminded once again of why they matter. When the Spingarn Committee, of which I am a member, and there are several members among us, deliberated, we came to the unanimous conclusion to award Vice President Kamala D. Harris the Spingarn Medal. Joel Spingarn, an early supporter, a chairman of the National Board, a treasurer of the National Board, established this medal in 1914 to celebrate the highest achievement of Black excellence. It is the highest honor our association can bestow. Over the years, the Spingarn Medal has been awarded to towering figures such as Ernest Everett Just, the first recipient, our very own Hazel Dukes and Julian Bond, Roy Wilkins and Constance Baker Motley, W.E.B. Du Bois and James Weldon Johnson, Harry T. Moore, and Medgar Evers, whose daughter Rena sits with us today, and her mother Merle Evers. And last year, we were honored to present the medal to Henry Louis Gates, all of whose work has shaped our culture, our communities, and the course of the nation. We've honored Ruby Dee, Lena Horne, Sammy Davis Jr., Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier. We have honored Oprah Winfrey, whose platform elevated Black stories and inspired people across the globe. And we have honored Colin Powell, whose leadership as the first Black U.S. Secretary of State commanded the utmost respect, unlike what goes on today. Tonight, we are proud to add Vice President Kamala Devi Harris to that pantheon of great Americans of African heritage who are receiving this award. The NAACP exists because progress is never promised. It must be built, protected, and advanced by each generation. When I think about achievements of the highest order, I can think of no one more deserving of this medal. Vice President Harris embodies the spirit of the Spingarn Medal. She has broken barriers, elevated communities, and led with conviction at every step of her journey. Her story reminds us that representation is not symbolic. It is substance. It changes what is possible for our children, our communities, and our country. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you for believing in the mission of the NAACP, and thank you for honoring someone who knows how to fight the good fight in the name of progress. So may God bless you, and may God bless America and the NAACP.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Russell. Thank you, Mr. Russell, for your leadership, guidance, and commitment. Thank you. Now, for the reason we are all here. Ryan,
Yes.
are you ready?
I'm
This
so ready.
is an amazing moment where we celebrate courage, service, and the relentless pursuit of justice. We gather tonight to recognize a woman who has dedicated her life to public service and who has advanced equity and expanded opportunity for so many.
He is an individual that is so deserving of the NAACP's highest honor, the Spingarn Medal.
This medal honors leaders who challenge injustice, inspire communities, and bend the arc of the nation towards greater justice.
Vice President Kamala Harris has spent decades in public service as a prosecutor, as California's Attorney General, and as a U.S. Senator, and as the Vice President of the United States of America. Her career reflects a committed defense of the rule of law, protection for the vulnerable, and a relentless pursuit of equity.
She has broken barriers and given millions a powerful vision of what's possible. Her leadership on voting rights, criminal justice reform, and expanding access to opportunity has had tangible impact across our communities. Beyond policy, she embodies resilience, intellect, and a readiness to confront difficult truths. That combination of principle and perseverance is exactly what the Spingarn Medal celebrates.
Madam Vice President, for your trailblazing leadership, your unwavering defense of civil rights, and your enduring example to a new generation of leaders. On behalf of the NAACP, we are proud to present you with the 110th Spingarn Medal.
On behalf of the NAACP, the Spingarn Committee, Elaine Jones and Jesse Turner, representing the committee, are here with us. It is my honor to present the 110th Spingarn Gold Medal to Vice President Kamala D. Harris. Congratulations.
My goodness, this is just, this is quite an honor. And, you know, we all know the broad shoulders upon which we stand, and those who sacrifice so much for us to be here and to do the work we do, and who modeled for us what we must do in a time such as this. And to stand here before all the distinguished leaders who are here with a mind and a memory to those who stood before us, I am so deeply, deeply honored to receive this Spingarn Award, and I thank you, NAACP, and everyone here for the honor. Brian and Courtney, thank you for that introduction. To Chairman Leon Russell, NAACP President and CEO Derek Johnson, Ms. Ladoris, thank you for hosting us in your most beautiful home, and to all the leaders gathered here today, I thank you. I am honored for many reasons to receive this award, and of course, because of the distinction of the award itself, and because of the distinction of the organization granting it, one of our nation's oldest and greatest guardians of freedom, of which I am a proud lifetime member. The great Diane Nash once said that one of the qualities she most admired in Dr. Martin Luther King was that he didn't waver. As she put it, he was steadfast. For over a century, no matter how grave the threat, the NAACP has remained steadfast. Steadfast in the pursuit of dignity. Steadfast in the pursuit of honesty, truth, and opportunity. Steadfast in the pursuit of freedom. And today, we are called on to draw on that heritage to meet the unprecedented but not unfamiliar crisis we confront today. The NAACP was born out of crisis. In fact, a year after its founding, as we all know, the NAACP named its magazine The Crisis. And what is required today is that same type of leadership from back then, and from the namesake of this award, who was the chairman of the board. We've spoken about the election from last year, and I will tell you, since the election, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on this period in our country's history. What has been happening over the many months is not surprising, but it is shocking. A president who has lined his own pockets with those of the super rich, while he raises tariffs on the backs of working people, cuts SNAP and Medicaid. In just today, Donald Trump told the nation's top military brass that he will use the cities of the United States as, quote, training grounds for our military to control the, quote, enemy within. And as has been mentioned, we predicted all of that. But what I did not predict was the capitulation. I did not predict the universities, the law firms, the media corporations, the titans of industry who have been so quick to kneel before a tyrant. But I'll tell you what I think we have all observed about who refuses to capitulate. The people. The people. Because whether it is with their voices, their votes, or their pocketbooks, the power is still with the people. Amen. Last week, I had the honor of visiting students at my alma mater. I know there are a few Bison here. Visiting with students at Howard University. And while there, I looked at these beautiful, bright stars who are leading now and are leading toward our future. And my heart was so full, in a way it has not been for quite some time, when I looked at them and thought about how excited they are to lead while clear-eyed about this moment. And I couldn't help then reflect on myself at that age. I went to Howard when I was 17 years old. And I remembered when I was their age, Ronald Reagan was president. And I remembered and recalled, as we all do, that at that time the extreme right wing was hatching a long-term agenda that we are witnessing the swift implementation of today. I know it feels chaotic, it feels overwhelming, but it is not chaos. What we are witnessing and experiencing is a high-velocity event that is about the swift implementation of a plan that has been decades in the making. I was there at Howard looking at these young students in Washington, D.C. at this moment, remembering the path that led to this tyrant occupying the White House. I was remembering the way that they who crafted this path and they who are implementing it today have done it with the use of mis and disinformation and propaganda. And recall how they played the long game, working for decades to take over state houses, gerrymander districts, stack the Supreme Court, and create a radical blueprint that is currently being used by this administration. As I have written, the president is their vehicle, but the road The road was paved over decades by a hot and pungent crew. Ronald Reagan's celebrity, the belligerent discourse of Newt Gingrich, and the nativism of Pat Buchanan. Let us remember history. So NAACP, we have a lot of work to do. Deep work. And I know we are up to it. We love our country, and we must not give up on the fight that was charted for us so long ago and that lives in us today. We, the people, are the beating heart of this nation. That powerful idea voiced to the world nearly 250 years ago still matters today, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all are created equal, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'll end with this. Especially in the darkness of these times, that ideal and idea must be remembered. We fight because we love our country, and we know its potential. But the potential of America has never nor will it ever be achieved without the leaders of this organization who understand the spirit with which we must approach, in particular, the crises of this moment. And I have full faith and confidence in our ability to rise to this moment and to not be silenced or overwhelmed by what we face. I know who the leaders are, who are here and who are being represented. We have the light inside of us. We see the light in each other. And we know that that light is going to carry us through this moment of darkness and chart the path and light the path toward justice. So I thank everyone here for the honor of this. Let's continue to fight to make the promise of America real. Let's be clear-eyed about the fight in front of us. And let's approach this moment with the same level of conviction and determination that all those we honor today have demonstrated will make the difference. I thank you all very much.
Thank you, Vice President Harris. Thank you so much. Are you speechless?
Yes, I am speechless. I am speechless. I am moved. I am overwhelmed. And Madam Vice President, I do hope that your heart is full tonight. Thank you for the burdens that you've carried for us, and thank you for putting the world on your shoulders.
We love you. Thank you so much, Ron. I completely agree. What a remarkable woman. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you. A leader whose intellect, resolve, and compassion have changed the arc of so many. Vice President Harris, we are so proud to celebrate you tonight. And before we move into dinner, we invite you all to enjoy a brief invocation to bless our meal and this gathering. Please welcome Trevon Williams, SVP of Marketing and Communication to the NAACP. This will end my service here tonight. I've got to go to work. And you will be in capable hands with Ms. Ryan. Thank you so much.
Before we go before this breakout, Madam Vice President, the day you placed your hand on the Bible years ago, my oldest son was sitting in the basement with me, and I said, "Do you know the significance of this moment?" And he said, "Yes, she's the first female and black Vice President of the United States." And I said, "That's right, son." And he then said, "Well, that means Sloan can do that too." Sloan is his baby sister. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of black fathers to black sons and black daughters, thank you for allowing us to point to what's possible. Let's have a quick word of prayer. Father, as we gather together tonight to celebrate this remarkable achievement of those who have dedicated their lives to the fight for justice, equality, Let us take a moment to reflect on the journey that has brought us here. We stand on the shoulders of giants, those who have tirelessly advocated for the civil rights, who have faced adversity with courage, and who have inspired generations to dream of a better tomorrow. Let us remember the values that unite us: justice, perseverance, and community. And as we share this meal together, may we be reminded of the strength found in unity and the power of our collective voices. Let us honor the past, embrace the present, and work towards a future where equality is not just an aspiration, but the reality for us all. May our hearts be open, our minds be clear, and our hearts be lifted as we celebrate not just the achievement of tonight's honoree, but the ongoing commitments to the ideas of freedom and justice. We offer all these things in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus Christ we pray. Let every heart pray, say amen.
If we did not say good evening. So I am just up here to say thank you to each and every one of you who came out. Thank you to Chairman Leon Russell and our President and CEO, Derek Johnson, for your leadership tonight and every day. And again, a very special where did she go? She was sitting right there. Miss Lador, Dr. Ladoris? Oh, there she is. I can't see. Oh, there you are. Hi, thank you. Was this not a beautiful evening? Are we just not so full? Are we not so grateful? This was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to Don. Thank you to Courtney. And thank you to all of you. I am nothing if not a finisher, so good night.